Welcome to Voice Bootcamp, a global name in unified communication. In this particular lab, I'm going to show you how to configure calling party normalization for callback features and ensure that the proper ISDN number and plan type is configured for CLID. When you're dialing 7-digit number, you want the caller ID to be you want the phone calls to be identified as a subscriber call because you're dialing somebody else in the same city. Now when you're dialing 11-digit dialing, the person that you're dialing may be within the same country but in a different city. So if you want that person to be dialed back and you want them to configure certain parameters on incoming call number, well, you may need to define your ISDN plan type and number type properly. So 11-digit dialing will be marked, we will tag that call as a national. 011 will tag that call international. 911, which is the emergency number, will tag that call unknown. To give you an example as to what is happening here, right now, based in my gateway, if I were to make a let's say 7-digit local call, the call goes out successfully, and here is the debugging information, and in the debugging information you will see the calling party number, which is 3043003, because it's only sending the last 7-digit based on the previous example, but the plan is unknown and the type is unknown. By looking at this, I cannot really tell whether the call that came in is a local call or international call. So our goal is to change this or normalize this based on what the user is dialing. Now the best way to do that is, if I were to, I can achieve this under calling party transformation pattern. For example, let's say if I were to check the 3000 series extension here, if I were to change the settings calling party, it will affect all the call, not just the 7-digit. Remember, our goal is, if it's 7 to 10 digit, it's going to be subscriber. If it is 11-digit, it's going to be national. If it's 0 international, it's going to be international. And if I did that into the call party transformation pattern, it will override everybody's, regardless whether you're calling 7-digit long distance or 11-digit number. So we have to actually achieve this in the route pattern level. So each pattern that I have, let's say 7-digit pattern, right here under calling party, I can be more specific, saying this is a subscriber call. And then, for example, I'll go back to 11-digit number, and I'm gonna make this as a national and ISDN plan type. For international, I'll keep it international as well. Oh, sorry, 911, the same thing. 911, we want this to be unknown, so here we'll select unknown. Now the default behavior of call manager, when you select call manager, it is unknown, but sometimes it can be changed in the service parameter, so you don't want to take a chance. You want to make sure it's hard coded. So the 011, which is the last route pattern, we will make this international. Okay, so now the call, if I were to do a debug again, as the call goes out, okay, I'm dialing from the wrong gateway. As you can see, the call came from the San Francisco, and the number I believe I dialed was 11-digit number, so it was 11-digit, and as you can see, the caller ID is 10-digit based on our previous lab, and the plan type is set properly. It is a national call because I just dialed 11-digit. From the Toronto phone, if I were to redial, see it on the Toronto router, and Toronto I'm dialing 7-digit, and as you can see, the plan type is ISDN, the number type is subscriber. The difference between these two dialing is the San Francisco phone dial 11 digit, which therefore was national. Toronto dial 7 digit, therefore it was subscriber. Now where does this information really play a big role? So let's say if I were to receive an inbound call from a PSTN, and this is my call manager, so I'll dial from my PSTN 141630430001. This is the number I'm going to dial. Actually, I'm going to dial 3003, which is my IP phone. 3001 does not exist. So if I were to dial this, I should see something coming into my Toronto router. It does. And the call that came in from here, and look at the plan type, national. This is the calling ID. So when we did our configuration, this is what they're gonna see on the other end. So now let's put yourself into the other end. Now you as a recipient end of it, you saw the call came in, the calling party was national, number type was national. So what does that really mean to you? What it means is that based on this tag you can take certain actions. Now if I were to take a look at my gateway device pool, let's say, probably the most easiest place to do. So let's say I go to HQ gateway, HQ device pool, sorry. Now in this device pool, at the bottom of the page, I can make some settings change on incoming calls. So I say the call is national. In order to dial that call back, all you have to do is add 9. Why? Because he's sending 11 digit. If this was international, we're going to say add 90, the plus sign. Well, just for the hypothetical, let's say we add a plus sign on national number, and we save. So these settings, as a call coming in, the call manager will look at this data right here and say if it's a national, I'm going to match this number type, and I'm going to add the plus sign at the beginning of it. So let's see if it took effect. What we're going to do, we're going to redial, and as you can see on the screen that the plus sign was included. Why? Because the number that came in was national, which ended up matching this, and added the plus sign at the beginning of this number. So this can be useful because now if I were to redial, I can easily redial with a plus sign, which is like a globalization concept. I'll cover that in the next lab. So this is called calling party normalizations. Need to be configured if you want service provider to be able to route the call back to you properly.